Ayo! How's it going? Oh, I don't have my chat open. I can't see any of you. Hang on. Let me open Restream. There we go. You better not have been naughty in those 2 minutes I couldn't see the chat. You motherfuckers. I know how to read, I just need material to apply my skills to. Right? Is Call of Shame dead yet? Total Call of Shame death will happen when the big YouTuber covers him. I think. Consider his response and like his behavior in response to a bunch of people with sub 10k view videos talking about him that he could have just totally ignored. Big YouTuber? I have knowledge. I have direct knowledge that a 7-figure subscriber count YouTuber will be covering how much of a little fucking retarded freak he is. Oh. I like the comments under, I like the comment under Boren's video that was like, maybe stay away from that commenting on the little boy AI voice thing. I don't think that's serious, blah, blah, blah. It's called bullying, and it's really effective. Can anyone genuinely tell me they don't want to hear Call of Shame try to explain why he picked the little boy's voice to pretend to be a woman? You don't want to hear that? I want to hear the explanation. The idea isn't to get an actual answer. It's to force Call of Shame to give us an answer that is if he doesn't dodge, he's gonna say something fucking deranged he can be bullied further for. Right? I don't know. I don't understand how people don't get that. The original plan was to see if I could force him into like a call and then ask him that in person, but you know, the odds of that were very low. But I had to take the shot, because can you fucking imagine can you fucking imagine this guy on his toes having to answer that question? How fucking good would that be? What do you think? What do you think would happen? Also, do you think he wouldn't go in on that? Anyway. Oh. Man. I watched, as I'm sure many of you know, I watched Rate My Takeaways follow-up with Lucky B last night while we were eating dinner before we watched some more Mad Men. And I was fucking fuming. I feel like it's real obvious what's going on. It's real obvious. I think shit really started falling apart, it seems, when they couldn't rope him into contracts. Yeah. The problem isn't that Danny wanted more of the business, it's that they wanted him as tied to it as possible. And he wasn't having it. He was divesting. Yeah. Clear as day. IMHO. In my honest opinion, clear as fucking day. I mean, if people want, we could watch it. I wouldn't mind watching it again. The intro to his follow-up? The intro to his follow-up is real fucked up. He shouldn't have included it. He did an intro where he included snippets and like did crossfades between them, and I was worried for him for a moment, because I was like, oh man, maybe this stroke's worse than I thought and this is just the video. But no, he just has an extended intro. So skip it. Rate My Takeaway follow-up. All in favor. I've already watched it once, but like there's a lot in there. And what I wanted to do with my video is just like take out the sharpest tacks to try and shove into the editor and cameraman's eyes. It gets a bit muddy. I don't pre-watch everything, alright? Although sometimes I do pre-watch things and pretend I haven't. I'm not doing it today though. Oh. Alright. We're doing the follow-up. And apparently, by the way, many people are talking about them deleting posts. People are saying, where did your last community post go? right? There's like a sudden burst of new activity now and then, and they're like, I just saw your post, where'd it go? Apparently they've been threatening him with releasing like 4 years worth of WhatsApp messages. Doesn't matter. You're fucking done. Even if Danny has at some point done something a bit off, maybe, you're the people bullying a stroke victim. You're fucking finished. It's done. It's over. Finished. Go away forever. He'd have to have like knifed some kids or something at this point. Like, fuck me. Anyway, here's his reveal all.
It's about me being totally transparent, totally honest about the whole journey. Anyway, it's never been an issue with the money.
See?
And I'm asking, please take these comments down, because the access that I was given was
the intro
only in the YouTube studio. So what?
See how the intro is like fucking incoherent? And I was saying to Lucky B, like, I can't watch this. But fuck. Where does it end? Like, I swear to God, it's like, there's like a fucking couple minutes. There's like, yeah, there's like multiple minutes of fucking intro. There we go. 3 minutes 43 of little intro snippets with crossfade. I think the impact of the stroke, because by the way, in this video and in the previous one, it sounds like he had one stroke, but I went back and I watched the Rate My Takeaway video where he mentioned the stroke. The first and only time I think on the Rate My Takeaway channel he mentions the stroke, and I watched his talk with his wife. He actually had 2 strokes. He had 2. Will this be gross? No. No, this isn't gross.
Now then, guys, how you doing?
This video, by the way, is, if I remember correctly, quite impressive, because he one-shot this. The intro is fucked, but he one-shot this, and there are no cuts, if I remember correctly. Now watch there immediately be cuts.
So, obviously, I put a video out last week announcing that I was coming away from Rate My Takeaway. So,
let me check. Yeah, it says rate for him, and he drops the T. I'll change the title of the stream to Watching RMT's Follow-Up. Because it's not the grifter or random trash, it's specifically this. It's not the Anthony Gramuglia video.
I thought I'd just come on today because obviously since I put that video out, Cameraman Editor have put a video out, taken it down, they've put a couple of statements out, edited them, and things are a little bit unclear.
Like you wouldn't think this is you wouldn't go like it's a fucking stroke victim, but it's very clear that he's highly aware of, like he's probably very self-conscious about it. And when people talk about like you can see his face looks like this or like that, right? They're trying to needle him. They're trying to get at him because he's clearly more self-conscious about it than it's noticeable.
Making that first video was a little bit difficult for me to do, to be honest.
There's maybe a little bit of fogginess in comparison, but like he's not by any means like fucked up or incoherent. And I imagine most of the struggle is like the outcome isn't too bad. Most of it is, the problem is his experience rather than what we're getting.
Because doing Rate My Takeaway has been part of my life for the last, nearly 5 years. So having to come to that decision was a very big thing. Now, there's just a couple of points that I want to clarify, okay, just to make very clear, because people...
And there's more stuff in here, but this is like well, if you cut out the intro, it's like a 33 or so minute video. For my video today, I picked out like what I think are the sharpest needles. So I guess there's value covering it on stream as well.
We're getting a little bit mixed up and assumptions, which is fine. So the money situation, Okay.
He didn't have
Within
this
Rate My
accent before.
Takeaway, nobody got greedy in that. Not one of us. Let me make that clear. All right. It wasn't anything to do with money. We all agreed from the beginning that we would split it.
I don't trust them. He clearly liked them. One of those guys, you know, there are photos of him with it's the cameraman or the editor at his wedding. They were clearly genuinely friends. But as someone looking in from the outside, there are fucking red flags. Massive red flags.
3 ways, and I'm happy with that. Always have been happy with that. And so were the other guys. All right. So it's never been an issue. Me stepping away has never been an issue with the money. What it was is
but the cameraman and the editor were happy to do the love, the like heart on a bunch of comments that were saying it was greed. Though they're happy to make it look that way.
The reason why we did that and we split it 3 ways.
By the way, people are joking about the accent. Did you know, what is it just called foreign accent syndrome or something? There is a thing where people who have brain damage have their speech affected in such a way that they can still talk fluently, but the speech impediment they acquire just coincidentally happens to make them sound, for instance, French is a common one.
I was told I'd be an equal partner within the company at Rate My Takeaway.
And there's an interesting detail I want you to hold in your mind as we go through this. Something that stood out to me when I was watching this last night is that he talks about promises as if they're separate from the contract, which to me is a really, really big fucking red flag. I wonder what's in those contracts versus what he was promised. And also we'll see later that earlier this year and some points last year, they were really pressing him to ink stuff. Give us John Hancock.
So when we first went viral, I got made an offer by the 2 lads. And the offer was I could have 50% of the ad revenue or I could be an equal partner within the company. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I chose to be an equal partner because I knew that, you know, there's a lot more worth in that. I knew that we'd build something amazing together, which is what we've done. All right, let's not take away the fact that between the 3 of us, all right, we've built a channel that has just been amazing. But over the years, all right, what happened was when we come to this agreement, the guys, the cameraman, the editor, I'm going to call them by the name now because obviously, you know, some of you know. So the cameraman is Tom, the editor is Josh. So Tom sort of in charge. All right, he's always been in charge. What they said to me is they wanted to manage me as a creator. All right, so to become my manager. Now we had an issue where we got contacted by Lifted Entertainment. Lifted Entertainment wanted to put a version of Rate My Takeaway or something different on TV.
Consider, these are 2 fucking mooks with a Facebook account. Offering a guy who worked at a butcher shop a contract to be managed by them, or an agreement to be managed by them. This is fucking red flag central. This is fucking.
At that point, that's when we started talking about contracts and this and the other. Now I was promised. Well, what Tom said to me was, nobody is filming anymore. Nobody is doing anything else on Rate My Takeaway until I sign this management contract. Okay? And this video today is just about me being totally transparent and totally honest about the whole journey. All right? Because this is what I want to be with. Now, the agreement is that they look after me outside the Rate My Takeaway. They manage me.
To be sold to TV by the cameraman and editor on their terms. I have deliberately not covered that in today's video because I think a lot more is going to come out of that. My feeling is that that's going to be a big deal.
It's an influencer. They do
that requires more receipts and details, and I have a feeling those two guys are going to... I have a feeling the two guys are going to make a huge mistake, because they have apparently been repeatedly putting out posts, deleting it, putting out posts, deleting it, making big threats of message leaks, deleting it. I think they're going to make a catastrophic mistake and leak the tools of their own destruction.
Very best to make sure that I get jobs, opportunities, and create a platform for me. Now, what they did is they helped me with a Facebook page, but they have ownership of that. They took ownership of that. They then just concentrated on Rate My Takeaway and nothing else. Now, Lifted Entertainment, sadly, didn't want to work with Tom. This is what the guy said to me. He said he was just wasn't a right fit for them. Now, at this time, right, when they were asking me to sign this contract, I was promised a third of the Rate My Takeaway business. I was promised part of Rate My Plate.
I'm really curious the details of the contract, and if I wonder like how hard he got fucked. I really am curious if he was promised stuff and told it was in the contract, and maybe there's some contract fuckery. I have deep suspicions. But like I said in my video today, I'm not getting into that in that video. Watch this. For the stuff I didn't cover, just listen to him. And hopefully more will come out later. Because I think for a lot of this, before it's not worth covering, before you can do anything good with it, we need more info.
Which is one of their other companies, and that we'd possibly do something on that. So I promised all this, but I've got to sign this contract first.
See? I was promised all this, but I've got to sign this contract first. Massive red flag. What do you mean, but you got to sign the contract first? Was the contract not... Was that not involved? So the contract was just for the Lifted stuff, right? I feel that it's unclear. So I think this needs to be made crystal.
So, just to put it into context, at that time, it was about 9 weeks after my ex-partner had passed away. And I was there with 3 kids at home.
Yeah. They promised me this. I'll get it after I sign this contract. Holy fuck.
I just had...
But I need more detail.
money go into my bank from YouTube, which was phenomenal. All right? Which would have been probably...
And remember... I feel like it's not exactly clear what that contract was exactly. Was that the Lifted one he was talking about? I think so. And then the promise was separate and was between just the 3 of us. It's strange. It's very strange. Remember as well, he was told, we're not doing any more until you sign this contract. And this is now after he just got a lump of cash. So they've saved him, or like given him this wonderful relief after his partner died. I don't know if it was wife or girlfriend, I don't remember. And then they said, oh, you want more of that? You've got to sign the contract.
4 to 5 months wages, what I would have got before. So, thinking to myself, what am I going to do? I thought, this is going to look after my family. I was highly sedated on antidepressants because of the situation, and you know...
You don't even need to mention antidepressants. Your fucking wife died 2 months prior. 2 months prior.
Me thinking what I'm going to do with my kids. Now, I'm not using this as an excuse. I'm just putting into context how I was.
They ghetto Hollywood him. They ghetto Hollywooded him, right? So Aragas says then he should have hired someone else to film and edit. He's a guy who was working in a fucking butcher shop and had these guys with the fancy camera or whatever and the equipment tell him, like, we're going to make you famous kind of thing. We're going to, look, we'll manage you, we're going to make you famous. See this money? You can have more of it. Sign the contract. Fuck me.
Time. So I just went with it. I signed the contract. The thing is, I never got anything from them regarding Rate My Takeaway.
Because you can say, like, he should have gotten other people to edit and whatever. They had the initial platform, which was like just a Facebook community. He probably did not imagine in his head that he could possibly do that alone. It would have been a different world to him back then, right? He talks about how incredible social media was and discovering it was. He got one shot. He got one shot by a couple of pieces of shit.
Once I'd done that, I never got access to things.
Mm-hmm.
They managed everything. They told me what to do, where to be, what time. Managed all the finances. I got paid. They paid, they give me a card to pay for the takeaways, and they booked the hotels. Right. Then, I found out a few things. So obviously I've always banged on about paid reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And that,
they'd probably sue him if he tried it on his own anyway. Napoleon! It's implied that that's what they're doing now. They have been, according to Danny, they have been threatening him with legal action. They've also been favoriting comments that talk about how, it's his wife trying to take him away from us and get all the money instead of have it be split. They're treating him like an oil well.
I've not done a paid review. So on YouTube, when I was doing YouTube, never done a paid review.
I feel like Danny doesn't understand how fucking bad this is. I feel like because he had good times with them, like he seems to genuinely believe this is something that degraded and like can't see how fucked he was from the start. Makes me so mad.
Right? But when we were on Facebook right in the beginning, we went up to Scotland and I did a place called McDee's, and the lads informed me afterwards that we'd got paid for this.
McDonald's, I have heard it. And note this. Early days when it was still on Facebook, his management, the cameraman and the editor were accepting money.
And we'd been paid, I think it was about 250 quid for travel costs up to Scotland. All right. So, but what I want to reiterate here is I didn't know at the time. They told me this after the fact. Okay. Now, the other sort of paid things that we've done, obviously, that we did Parliament for the, American tour. So they sponsored us to do that. So that's a sponsor. So nothing to do with takeaways.
Yeah.
We did a sponsored one with...
That's what you want to be doing, ideally.
Who is it? Betfred. So Betfred asked...
Gambling, I presume. You can argue the ethics of gambling, but it's certainly, there's no conflict of interest with, reviewing takeaways.
Me to go to the 2 semi-finals and the grand final. So we did that. Again, just sponsored us to go to these venues, not to go to takeaways. We chose the own. We looked where to go. And then the other one is we did a deal with Uber, where basically Uber would give us a...
The Uber sponsorship is going to come up later. And this is something I mentioned at the end of today's video, but didn't go into. But I think it's going to be a big deal.
They give us a list of like 50 takeaways within Leeds, which were already on our list anyway. And it basically was a sponsorship deal for us to, at some point to go to a couple of them. But again, it didn't influence what we'd done. I didn't know which one it was at the time. That was a stipulation. I'd never know which one it was. So just to be honest and transparent. So, for me, that's what they managed. It wasn't me. I got told what to do. I got told where to go. If I ever recommended a place, they would basically just turn their nose up at it and say, oh, no, we want to do this. Even down to what I'm going to be having off the menu. They would look at the menu and they would tell me what to get off the menu. So I wasn't going in there most of the time getting my free choice. I was going in there off what they wanted me to do. And this is what structured the channel. All right. And if I'm honest with you, 90% of the time, it worked well doing that.
I think it'd be interesting to see as well. like we were talking about when we watched that one video of them yesterday. How much direction was he doing in videos? I haven't watched a huge amount of Danny, but he's always telling him where to put the camera and stuff. He's taken the role of director as well. He's not just the talent.
But where the issues come for me is it then got, you know, sort of into like 2020, back end of 2022, and things started to change a little bit to the point where I wasn't feeling it. You know, there were arguments between us about petty little things. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not painting myself out to be a saint in this, all right? Mm-hmm. Because, you know, I can be as mardy as anyone, all right? And you know, sometimes I won't want to go film, sometimes I'll be too tired.
Sure.
You know, and things, you know, the relationship between us started to change. Tom and Josh argued like there were no tomorrow, all right? All the time. Unfortunately for Josh, you know, he lives in one of Tom's houses. So he's controlled by him. Okay.
It's so good.
So leading up to, you know, me meeting Sophie, I know a lot of people are thinking that it's Sophie that's doing this, or
a lot of people are commenting that, and the guys who are in control of the Rate My Takeaway channel are favoriting those fucking comments.
I've read comments.
Is this another Adpocalypse month? Apparently, YouTube's implementation of restricted mode and like automatically putting people into the restricted mode is hitting views a lot. I don't know, because my views are always like fucking all over the place because I cover random shit. So I have no idea if it's impacting me or if it's just because I'm posting shit people don't want to see.
About her pulling the strings, this, that, and the other. That is so far from the truth. That is unreal. I am telling you now, I am my own man and I will make my own decisions. Sophie has no influence over what I do within social media whatsoever. Okay, there is many a times where she said, shall we film this, shall we do that? And I just said, oh, I don't feel like it, or don't want to do that. No influence whatsoever. And the amount of abuse that she's getting, right, is just unfair.
We don't know the details of the contract, and my understanding is the contract mentioned earlier is the lifted contract, and the promises they made were separate from that contract, because he discussed it as they were pushing him to sign the contract and promised after that he could have these things. He didn't phrase it in a way that made it sound like the contract itself was the agreement regarding the business.
It is uncalled for. And the racist comments are just disgusting, right? And I will categorically say, hand on heart, she has had nothing to do with my decision. If anything, right, she's more worried about me doing this than anyone because of the effect it's going to have on me walking away from something that I've created.
Yeah. I think if it was her, she would have made it happen earlier. She might be like half Asian or something. I don't know. Last name used to be like May, Mei Lan or something, like Mei Lan. Maybe part Asian, I don't know. Just looks like a British girl to me. Like I don't. And this is a video of him talking about the strokes he had in 2024 in February. What?
Now, we got together, all right, and yeah, I was like a little kid again. I was running around and you know, I proposed to her pretty fast. You know, she fell pregnant, we got married, but all these things were my choice, not Sophie's. You know, she's not gold digging. You know, we are now living in her house, not mine, in hers, what she owns. So, you know, it's something that I just wanted.
Yes, I think that's a Britishoid thing, and they're always saying fell pregnant. Makes it sound like you caught a disease. Oh, I didn't wear a face mask on the tube and I fell pregnant.
Like, to address, because
Makes it sound very passive, like it just happens to you.
One
Right?
of the reasons, right, which I'm going to get onto in a minute, is about my mental health. Now,
Hey, same. This house is my girlfriend's house.
I put this video out that I'd resigned on Friday. I'd actually handed my resignation in Thursday the week before. And I'm going to be honest, within that week, as soon as I put it in that Thursday night, within 3
Ready?
hours,
Bam.
the bank account was, within 3 hours, I was locked out of the email. So I could no
Bam.
longer get onto the Rate My Takeaway
Bam.
email. Within 5 hours, the bank account was emptied, split between the three of us.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't get too excited yet, chat. They did split it, but they did that
So
like
they didn't take the
bam.
money, they split it between the three of us. And then
I think this gives insight into their personalities as well, their behavior, the instant, sudden, scrambling behavior.
on the Tuesday, the van was taken from the secure compound that we keep it in. Now, we got the van through the funds that we'd earned through Rate My Takeaway, through the sponsorship deal with Uber. That's why we did the sponsorship deal with Uber, and that would pay for the van. I've then been told, because I'm the registered keeper of the van, I've then been told by Tom persistently, he's not telling me where the van is. I've got no claim over the van. I'm not having the van, or I'm not having anything to do with the van.
Wait until you hear what I think he says next. Wait until you learn.
Which I think is unfair. He then said about legal action and that I need to get a solicitor to contact him within 7 days, and then repeatedly said that it's inevitable that legal action is going to...
Like, that seems crazy to me. Surely you just give him the details of your solicitor for his to get in contact with. Is that how it works? Get your solicitor to contact mine? Surely you want to have your solicitor contact theirs if you're pursuing it.
So within my notice, what I put in there was that I was willing to film 12 episodes, which is what I film per month, and that one of them I would like to be a farewell episode. Because of the actions that they took straight away, draining the bank account, hiding the van, when they drained the bank account, that meant that the tax on the van wasn't paid.
Yeah.
Now, I know that there was an issue. Somebody were commenting about the van being untaxed. And again, it's not down to me. This is, Tom sorts all this out, and he'd not taxed the van at one point, but it's me that owns the van, so I ended up getting a fine. We got a fine to pay because
they've hidden the van and are letting the tax lapse, so he gets fined. Fucking bonkers.
The van was untaxed for a couple of months, which I didn't know this. Okay, so
I think he should call the police. I was contemplating just fucking doing that and saying there's a guy on YouTube who I'm concerned for, who I think is being taken advantage of, who may be impaired. He said he's had a stroke last year and struggles sometimes. But I decided, no. Like, surely this has to be illegal.
the van, on the first, the payment hadn't been paid, the bank kicked it back. So there were no tax on the van.
Why didn't you call the cops? I think it's because, like, he's too connected to them. You know what I mean? Like, he's too close. I don't think he views them as separate enough.
I got a message on Sunday from Tom to say I'm ready to film next week. Now,
well, and part of me is like, I imagine other people have reported this.
what I said is that I'm not going to film because there's no tax on the van, so then the van...
Like, I don't want to be part of the avalanche of people fucking calling his local department.
Not being insured, not putting myself in that position again. But also, you've now told me to expect legal action by Friday. So I said, I don't think it's appropriate for me to be filming.
Yeah. He agreed to do 12 more episodes, and then they said they were going to fucking come after him legally, hid his van, set up the account so that the debit wouldn't work and the tax would lapse, so he gets fined. No, fuck off, fuck off. Holy shit! Do not film with him. Yeah, yeah.
Because of Friday, I'm waiting to hear from his solicitor. So then, obviously, I've put the video out, and you know, I've seen the videos that they've put out, the video that they put out. I've seen the message what they put out. Now, it's fair enough, you know, that there are two sides
That did happen to me, Thovarg. Yes.
to every story.
It's worse. It was not a history of Islam book. It was a history of Islamism book. It was a like radical violent Islam book.
And theirs is going to be completely different to mine. All right, I understand this. You guys
And they thought someone from chat was sending me these books to radicalize me.
were asking for us to sit down and do a video. Okay? That is no longer
When I actually, sorry, I'll jump back a bit so we can watch it again. But I actually had just fucking bought them from Waterstones in High Wycombe.
to mine. All right, I understand this. You guys were asking for us to sit down and do a video. Okay? That is no longer viable for me to do that with them, because they would not let me do a video and say what I want to say and put it up unedited. Right?
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. Handing them a recording of you so that they can mix it with a recording of them and edit it themselves. Fuck no. Correct move, Danny. Correct move. And you are right to say they did not give you the opportunity to do a farewell video, because they fucking didn't. They laid a trap for you.
Tom did say that he would do it live, but it just wouldn't happen. It'd be too threatening, all right, because he is quite a threatening guy towards me, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. Let me guess. Especially since the stroke, right? Or since the strokes. Let me guess.
They have not given me control of the channel. So let's go back to this, right? In my head, I own a third of Rate My Takeaway, the brand, the business. This is what I've signed up for, all right? The contract between us for the management, that died 2 years ago because they didn't fulfill what they were supposed to fulfill, and there was a clause in there to say that if they lapsed for 30...
So that's the contract with Lifted, I presume. I'm presuming. The whole, like, third of the business thing promised if I signed that contract, I'm concerned. I'm real concerned for
30
him.
days, the contract become void. And it had lapsed for more than 30 days, so the contract become void. We then spent ages trying to sort out a new contract, and they weren't having it. We did a deal with Esther Bulo for a sponsorship. Okay.
Yeah. That's, you know, I believe that's the, what is it, Rodizio or whatever, the bull he has on his clothing and on his table. Personally, not a fan of people who review food in any way being sponsored by anything related to food, but, you know, they were open with it.
I know I'm jumping back and forward here, but it's just trying to give you a timeline and some things.
You had a fucking 2 strokes last year, you're allowed.
So we did
As a
this
treat.
deal, or should I say, I brokered the deal. And afterwards, we were sat in one of the guys' restaurants and we're having a bit of food. And I was like, guys, that's good that, you know, we've got a 2-year deal. You know, this is really good. This money's going to help us. It's going to help us to you know, improve the channel. Now, what was said to me by Tom was, right, well, if you want that signing, you need to sign a contract with us. And he went back to the contract. And I said to him, this is nothing to do with my management. I'm in Rate My Takeaway 100%. It's a company that we own together. So this has nothing to do with me.
I feel like the contract talk wasn't too clear here.
I then went outside because I started to get a bit upset. And I said, I'm not doing this. Tom then followed me out. He then threatened physical aggression towards me. Josh was trying to break
I
us up.
forgot about that fucking detail. I forgot about that detail.
Josh was, you know, Josh was in the middle quite a lot, if I'm honest with you. When it come to contracts with me, Josh agreed with me but Tom just wouldn't budge. So on this particular day, Tom got aggressive. We ended up being escorted out from this shopping centre by security in different directions. I went home and
I might have been peeing when this part played. I don't remember that detail.
just got bombarded with Tom with messages and phone calls. Now, a lot of the time, it would just be pick up the phone, pick up the phone. He was a bit wise to verbally abusing me over message because he knew there would be proof. I wouldn't answer the phone because I didn't want to be put through that. The next day, I wake up and I'm anxious and there's all this stuff going on. And then I have a stroke. So I have said to Tom in the past, I said it to him in February, that, you know, I now suffer trauma when me and him have a disagreement.
A little detailed, by the way. A little bit of I don't know if you should call it lore, but notice he mentioned it to Tom or whatever in February. The trauma related to having had the stroke after the argument. He connects the stroke in his mind to that stress and to the argument, to the work stress. It wasn't too long after, it was early this year. Well, it was quarter one. It was right at the end right after quarter one. It was 3rd April this year when he mentioned his stroke on the Rate My Takeaway channel and apologized for there being missing videos and stuff. I feel like that could be relevant.
I got put under a psychiatric nurse or psychiatric doctor.
He also said he has like a blood clot in his head.
Doctor, should I say? And one of the conclusions that we come to is that I've got trauma where it triggers off different emotions in my body when I'm with Tom, because I've associated that conversation.
42
Thank you,
months and
Mothman
it's
Dark.
my birthday. Merry
Hell
String
yeah.
Day.
Happy birthday.
And then I've had a stroke. Now, I'm not saying that 100%
Yeah.
he caused this. I am just
Because he said he had a blood clot. And there was another stroke after that, he said.
giving you context to why I've done what I've done. And I'm being truthful, okay?
Yeah.
Like I said, you know, I'm not an angel. And
The guy who he fucking associates with his stroke because he was like threatening him and pressing him the night before continues to press him now that he's probably lost a bit of confidence. Has struggled with brain fog, like thinking's a bit harder, talking's a bit harder. That guy is still fucking pressing him, trying to get him to do more work, get him to doing things. Yeah. You had to get out of there, bro.
you know, I'd been verbally back to him, you know, up yours, get lost, you know, in a few different phrases. So I'm not being, you know, saying that I was sat there a saint, because I wasn't, you know. Last time it all kicked off between me and Tom was February. Contracts again.
Yeah.
That I had to bring my dad in the end, because I was so scared that I was going to end up having another stroke that my dad had to intervene. And the conclusion of it was,
Imagine, you are some dipshit with a camera or a dipshit with nearly non-existent editing skills. Your cash cow is this guy that everyone loves. And you are trying to fucking press him into a contract, push him into a contract after he's had a stroke, and you know that he has fears about strokes connected to aggression from you. And you push him so hard, he has to get his fucking dad's help to deal with you. And you don't stop. And you keep going. No.
that there would be no contract of
Put yourself in Tom or whatever his name's shoes. Imagine you doing that to someone.
then managing me, it would just be us three, Rate My Take.
I'm so fucking mad. Like, you have no idea. I might not seem it, but I'm very mad.
And then the four of us, which including my dad, for Rate My Takeaway Kitchen. So that left me then to...
This is real, by the way. You can look that company up. The four of them are listed as directors.
Pursue things on my own, do the stuff with Sophie, possibly look at doing a podcast with somebody else. But I was happy, to do that kind of thing, not have a crossover with Rate My Takeaway whilst I was doing Rate My Takeaway. Fine. As far as I'm concerned, I own a 33% share in this business. It's a thriving business. We're doing well. The problem was the relationship between me and Tom. It just got irretrievable. And February to...
Fourth, it's Danny, his dad, the editor, and the cameraman are directors of Rate My Kitchen Takeaway. Sorry, Rate My Takeaway Kitchen.
Sort of mate.
Which I believe is their food court.
Time. I didn't film with him. It was Josh that come out filming because I couldn't be around Tom because it just made me feel so anxious.
Imagine you were Tom. And you know this is going on with the guy you're a leech on. You know he's so fucked up by your behavior connected with that aggressive behavior having occurred the night before his first stroke. And you're only concerned about your meal ticket.
And, if I'm honest with you, I used to enjoy filming with Josh a lot better than I did Tom. Because Josh was the one way back in the beginning that I met. I never met Tom. Well, at the time, his name was Lloyd. And then he changed his name to Tom.
Will I get in trouble for saying that his name is both? One of those is his middle name.
Whatever reason. But I never met him for about 6 or 7 weeks. So...
But, you'll notice in their community post, they talk about how private they are. They are very instantaneously, effortlessly doxable. Don't post it in chat, but...
It has been really hard doing this because the relationship become irretrievable. The relationship with me and Josh deteriorated, which was a shame because I had a far better relationship with Josh than I did Tom. And, the way that Josh was acting towards me just completely changed. And over the past few weeks, or the few weeks leading up to me resigning, there were a few issues that had gone on. I went to visit somebody that we reviewed, and I found out that Josh was building a website for him. And he'd sort of used me to get in.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't happy about.
I forgot this part. Yeah, this is fucked. Yeah. This bit's fucked as well. I forgot about this little nugget. It's so fucked. They took advantage of him so fucking hard.
That we reviewed, and I found out that Josh was building a website for him. And he'd sort of used me to get in, which I wasn't happy about. And I sent a message, and they both just sort of shrugged it off.
Also an ethical issue. A place they reviewed, he then ended up making a website for. Not just taking advantage of him, it's flatly unethical.
So like they're sort of earning money behind my back, doing other things, which, do you know what? I've been doing other things, that's fine. But when they're using me as a get-in, I didn't like it.
Well, they're using you as the face of the brand as a get-in. I think it's weird to then to do services for the places you've reviewed, because it creates the expectation that that could happen and opens you to having that. Who knows when they agreed about that? Who knows what was going on behind the scenes in terms of, review ethics, media ethics. But additionally, that counts as business income for that business. Come the fuck on. That's fucking sketch.
But on Bank Holiday Monday, Josh, I don't know what was going on with him, but he was just having a go at me relentless. I went out with my family, I put the phone down. I had about 15 missed calls off him. Messages, answer the phone. And I just didn't want to talk to him. And I told him this, and I says, please leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. But he went at me. And it just, you know what? I've just got to a point where I've got to think, right, and everybody's done this. You've all worked, and you've got to a point where you've no longer enjoyed your job. Okay? Now let me make this
when I worked in a warehouse, that was day one, but I get what you're saying.
clear, right? There was the
But I mean, and also, like, for Danny, it's a bit different. Your colleagues were fucking killing you, bro. They were killing you.
management of this. So everything that we did was orchestrated by them, right? I was led. I was the face of it. I'm the character. But where we went, what we did, how we did it, where we stayed, all by them. No control over me. I only just got to see the bank account.
You got them. Yeah, okay, this is fucked. He, like I was saying yesterday, before we even got to these details, they were treating him like they're Hollywood execs, and he's just another fucking wannabe starlet who showed up.
Control over me.
Instead of their only chance at being anything. Ooh, the deleted ones. I couldn't find the, like, venomous drip. Ooh. Rate my takeaway. Alleged deleted comment. Posted on the Rate My Takeaway subreddit. We have done paid reviews. Rate My Takeaway, screenshot of them saying, we only started arguments when you met Sophie, that's the truth. If that's true, she's a good fucking wife. Here's the thing. If it's true that the wife got him away from them, she's a good fucking wife. What the... like...
I only just got to see the bank account in October last year.
Until October last year, he had no certainty of what his share actually was. In full. Holy fuck. With these guys who had previously taken money from places behind his back? Fucking A.
We set up a new company, opened the bank account, and then the revenue from YouTube and Facebook and that all went in there, so I can see the finances now. But up until then, never seen a thing. So for all I know, they could have been getting money from elsewhere. Not saying that they have,
yeah.
But they could have been, and I know
they could have been. I'm going to say I suspect they were. I would be shocked if they fucking weren't, because they already did once, didn't they? They already did once with that place in Scotland, didn't they? And you found out afterwards.
Nothing about it. All right, and this is the gripe that I've got. These are the reasons why. Now,
so the access was to not more money. The access issue in part was knowledge of what he was fucking owed for real with receipts.
The biggest things, one of the biggest issues for me has been the abuse, right, that has been on the channel for the last few years, and it has just constantly got worse and worse, where I've seen people go on who love the channel and they've come off and they've stopped coming on to comment because there's just that amount of abuse on there towards.
They made a new company and opened a new bank account. Zero, is my understanding. I saw, Siffy, I saw people talking about them making that post and then deleting it. And part of why I held off including some of this in today's video is because I think they're gonna fuck themselves. I think they're gonna do something rash. Like, remember when he put in his resignation and they instantly, like, fucking hid the van, drained the account, cut him off the email? They're gonna do something rash. The deleted response video got posted. Hit me with it. I didn't find it.
Myself, but more so my wife and my kids. Now, I took summer mid-August.
Oh, baby. Oh, babe. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, that's not the link. Let me get the link. They are so raped. They are so raped. R-A-P-E-D. We'll watch that next.
To Mallorca, and we did a couple of videos, right, which Summer's happy to do, and the comments that she got on there were absolutely ripping me to bits. There were comments on there that were disgusting for a 15-year-old girl.
Here is where the other thing he wasn't allowed to access comes up.
And I'm asking, please take these comments down, because the access that I was given was just view only in the YouTube studio. So I wasn't even allowed to go on and remove a comment. The moderator that we had, she removed comments, but then she got told by them, don't remove any comments, we'll remove them. Don't matter how bad they are, we'll remove them. And I'm sat there and I'm reading comments about my 15-year-old daughter. Yeah. I went to Malaysia at the beginning of August.
And you'll notice, bunch of the shit people are saying about them now on the channel, that goes away like that. That is gone. Their names, gone, gone, gone. People talking about them having like Twitter clips of a Down syndrome guy. Gone.
And I'm sat in the
TikTok
room
clips
with my daughter, with Josh on the phone, and my daughter's crying because of these comments. And I'm saying to him, please take them down. They've been on 2 months now. Please take them down. And eventually...
Yeah, apparently they were posting clips of a vulnerable Down syndrome guy in his underwear who stayed with them or something on TikTok. I don't know, man.
I did, because I was saying, look, I'm not filming anymore until these comments are taken off. I shouldn't have to do that. And even now, you look at it now.
I wouldn't, Siffy. I wouldn't.
All right. When people have gone on to their video, gone on to their thing, comments are being removed when it's bad ones about them.
Yeah.
Comments are being removed when people are saying their names, because this is people that know them.
No, it's people who looked up the business. There is no defense they have. Shit about them? Gone. Shit about Danny's 15-year-old daughter? No, Danny, you can't have access to deal with that. No, Danny, the moderator can't remove it. No, Danny.
But they're still allowing the abuse to go on in my family. I can no longer go on to Rate My Takeaway and put anything on. This is why I'm having to do it on here. Because they are in control, and they have always been in control.
And they wanted to be able to edit him down and tweak his response.
And they have just basically had me doing the filming, and then they've just controlled everything. So, you know, what they say in those statements, believe me, is so far from the truth. It's unbelievable.
Don't worry, bro. No one's fallen for it. They're so incompetent and deranged. They don't have a... They just blew themselves up. They just suicide bombed. And the deleting stuff is insane. And the liking the fucking conspiracy theory comments and stuff. You're just done.
My family, friends, people that have worked with these guys, right, that have worked with us, have all contacted me and said, you know, it's downright disgusting, you know, and they don't like them because of the way that they treat people. I've just been in this and built it with them. To come to this decision is a massive thing. Now, that's sort of where I am, right? it's not about money. We split the money equally, right? But what we should have done is split the business
They split the money you were allowed to know about equally, Danny. The money you were allowed to know about, they split equally.
equally, like I was promised. And they've not done that, right? They've stolen the van. I don't know where the van is. I've repeatedly asked where the van is, and I just get told, none of your business.
Go to the fucking cops, bro. When this was happening, I was sitting next to Lucky B. I was like, pressing 999 on my phone, man. Well, not 99. Obviously, I wouldn't call the emergency number. Duh. I was gonna look up his fucking local PD, but I was like, are they getting flooded with that right now? I don't know. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. He can deal with it.
So all these nice little messages that they're putting on, if you want to believe them, that's fine. I'm sure some people will be thinking I'm talking nonsense. But hand on heart, on my kids' lives, this is what has gone down and this is how it has happened.
The contract stuff, there's juice there. But we need more to come out. We need there to be legal action. I really am concerned regarding the degree to which he's been fucked. Did they genuinely just tell him, we promise you have a third ownership stake in the business if you sign this contract with Lifted? He is a director of Rate My Takeaway Kitchen, but like, what's going on with the other stuff? What's going on? I'm so concerned for him, man.
I've just got a couple of notes here, so just bear with me because I just wanted to make sure that I've got all this in. So obviously, leading up to the resignation, my mental health has taken a really bad turn just because of where they are.
No shit. Of course.
The anxiety, the trauma that I've had. I'm just sick of arguing, and I'm worried that if I carry on, it's going to do me harm. So I pulled out.
It will. 100 fucking %. Correct decision.
It is what it is. In my resignation, I give them 3 options on what we could do moving forward. They've not contacted me about them. They've just cut me straight out, and then they're just trying to make me look like I'm the bad one. But the thing is, right, no matter what's gone on, I still wish him the best, right? I'm sure that they'll...
He's too fucking nice, dude. Because I think he actually means this. I don't think this is the usual have to say this kind of thing. Based on how soft he went on them in the other parts. Like, I think he actually fucking means this. And it's so sad. He's been so fucked over.
They'll come away from this. They'll get somebody else to host the channel.
But in a way that burns... That's like... It's... It's so good if he genuinely means that, because that just makes it cut deeper, because no, they won't. If they want to do anything else online ever again, they'll have to make sure their identity is truly hidden.
Do something else, all right? It's just, they just need to treat people a little bit kinder.
Do something else. Maybe like breaking rocks on the side of the road. How about that? I think that's a good job for them.
That's all they need to do. Now, for me, obviously...
They'll find someone else to push into having multiple strokes.
I'm going to put this to bed now. Obviously, Matt from Food Review Club.
Food Review Club is the guy. I made a little video on him. Danny called him out. He had been taking payment to do reviews.
Made a statement. Fair play to you, Matt. Obviously, I made that statement about you, and I've done a few podcasts, and I've mentioned you. You know, the podcast, Matt, if you listen to them, I will try and go along with your banter, if I'm honest with you, because obviously I've seen little comments popping up on your TikToks about banter and all this. So I thought, right, let's talk about having misfits and all this. Now, to say, oh, you've had your P45, you're an employee. I was never an employee. If I were an employee, then I'm owed sick pay. I'm owed holiday pay. You know, they should have paid me tax and national insurance. So I'll have to look into that, Matt, thank you. But I was never an employee. So you're getting your facts wrong. saying that I'm bumbling about. Obviously, I've built
Yeah.
that YouTube channel with them. People have tuned in to watch me, Matt. They don't do that on YouTube for you.
It's true. Would you like to see? Now, I wouldn't be sad with these numbers, but this is one of these guys who's coming down from I believe he was at some point getting like a bad video for him used to be like 60K or something. He was one of these guys getting like hundreds of thousands of views, and like a bad or normal video was like 50K.
So, if you don't want to sit down and have a coffee about it, have a coffee and a chat about it, that's fine. I'll be honest with you, Tom, he absolutely hates you. He stalks you like there's no tomorrow. It were all, look what Matt's done, done all this. Oh, Matt said this, right, do a video. Do you know what I mean? So, for me, you're supporting him. That's egg on your face, if I'm honest with you. But if you don't want to sit down and have a coffee, if you want to draw a line under it, Matt, that's fine. So that's it. Boom. We're done with Food Review Club. We're done. I just wanted to be honest, guys, put it out there, because that's that. They did ask me to do a video.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I said, I'd already offered to do it.
Yeah.
But then they took everything away, the van and everything.
Threatened legal action.
I got threatened with legal action. So I did not think it...
Sure, Danny. Sure, stroke victim Danny. Let us stress the fuck out of you with weird shit and then demand you let us edit it. No.
be appropriate that I then sit in a room with them whilst we're looking at legal action. Okay. So, I did the video myself and put it on here because I knew that if I did that video and sent it to them to go on Rate My Takeaway, it would not have gone on. Right. You can see that from me having no access because...
Sorry, is Adam from Your Movie Suck the one who wants to fuck Scar from Lion King? Or is it iDubbbz?
They manage everything. Okay, so I've been as honest as I can be here, guys. Like I say, I'm not putting all the blame on them. When I had my stroke, things were difficult. My attitude did change.
Yeah.
I suffer from fatigue, so I get groggy and tired. So I'm not saying that I'm not a nightmare to work with now, because I am. Because having...
Stop, bro. No. They've got fucking... I think this is where my blood set on fire at this point. They fucking have Danny apologizing for the symptoms of the brain damage from having a stroke. No. This ain't fucking right. This is just fucking wrong. They should be fucking ashamed of themselves.
Stroke, leaves me with a disability in my brain. So, that's that. I would like to thank him for the good times, because by heck, we had some good times. Right? They said in the statement about being...
Hillary Clinton is a good joke, just don't actually do it. Like, don't actually draw it, though.
We were like
have it be a
family
punchline to something.
Up until sort of the stroke, and then that started to change, and things just didn't go right after that.
You were a wounded animal. You were there. They were milking you. They figured they could milk you harder now that you were going to be easier to dominate.
But the good times that we had were great. We had an amazing time in America. Created some art.
I know Wario Wang. That's why I said what I said.
Absolutely wicked memories that I'll never forget. So thank you for that, guys. I do really appreciate that. Like I say, I wish him all the best. But
he's trying to be fair to people he clearly has fond memories with. And because apparently he thinks that's the right thing to do. No. The time for fairness is over. Fair is looking at what they've said and looking at what he said. when you do that, I feel, you start with the scales here. You look at Danny. Danny goes up, they go down. You look at what they've been doing. Boom!
Let's get to me. What's happening? What's going on? I will come back. I will bounce back from this. Right?
Danny, you don't need to bounce. You don't need to bounce back. They're the ones who need to bounce. They're just going to hit a concrete floor. You're just good to go.
We're going to have a few weeks to gather my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, wait and see what happens with the legal action. But I will be back. You bet your bottom dollar.
Should I make a prediction? I think Gary's son might help him out a bit. I would be shocked if Gary doesn't give him a hand. Somehow. Because he just needs someone who can... He needs someone who can hold a fucking DJI Osmo 3. He just needs someone who can hold an iPhone on a gimbal. And the most rudimentary editing. His work with those two has proven that it is all about him. Because they did shit all and they fucking sucked ass. The pool of people you could get doing it for you and having it work with is massive because you need such little skill. Gary's son specifically? Yeah, I feel like there might be an episode or two where we see Gary's son helping him. Gary's son is Gary's cameraman and he's also filmed Greeno, another YouTuber. Sorry, I forget you guys don't watch what I watch.
I will be back. I just want to say thank you very much for...
And I think Gary's son has like filmed for a couple other people. I'd be shocked if we don't at some point see Gary's son being the cameraman briefly. Not as a permanent thing, but I imagine that'll happen at some point. I bet you.
Everyone that has supported me, everyone that has supported my family, okay? This is not goodbye from me, all right? It is just rate my takeaway.
Yeah, you need a fucking break. You need a break after what they've done to you.
Come to an end because of how it is affecting me and my mental health. Going back to Matt, having a dig at mental health and saying, why is it always people with mental health?
Yeah.
Matt
is Food Review Club. Matt is the dumbest motherfucker in the entire world. Does he not understand how much goodwill he could have instantly bought back? Matt is the guy Danny called down, who was taking money and taking comped food from places and not disclosing it and reviewing them. It's Food Review Club. Fucking imagine if Matt went, you know what? You hit me hard. I'm mad at you. This is wrong. On this, I stand with Danny. Can you fucking imagine what that would do for him?
You know what, mate?
Imagine if he was like, I'm still mad at you, right? Still don't agree with that stuff. This is a different matter. This is fucked. I stand with Danny. You'd think his reptilian brain, at least, would recognize this as a PR opportunity.
I so hope that you don't ever suffer the way that I have. I so hope that you don't end up having the brain damage and...
I don't think Matt's done enough for me to wish that upon him, actually. Fine. I agree with Matt. The other two, though, I hope they get hit by fucking lightning.
Of a stroke. Because it does mess you up. And to say the comment that you said, you know,
I'm fucking burning. It hurts him. It hurts him a lot. I watched him talking with his wife about the stroke and the problems that came out of it. A lot of YouTubers would be like, oh, I didn't want to talk about this, but he genuinely doesn't fucking want to talk about it. But he has to. He's genuinely like an old school men don't complain about their problems, men don't complain about mental health kind of guy. Is my read from him. But he has to because it's why he has to do this. And he doesn't like it, and he's been stabbed for it. And I think this is real.
I know that you don't like me. I know that you've got a grudge to bear, which is fine. All right. But to say that, that is proper below the belt. Also, Tom were the same. One of the communications that we had is he said that I cannot use mental health to not film. Yes, I can, because it's causing me to be ill. So there. Anyway, I don't want to go on too much. I just want to say, bang, I'm back. I'm here. I'll be with you. I've got big things coming, big ideas. Stay tuned. Thanks for your support. And I love you all so much. Take care. Love you lots.
I want to do a little check, by the way. Let's see how their little channel is doing. Wait, Danny. Oh, that's the... Oh, okay. Let's go to their posts. They plug their little channel where you can go and hear from the cameraman and editor. Where are they at? 1.44k subscribers. Who knows what percentage are just there to fucking rip them to shreds the second they post something. This brand is poison, guys. Your brand is fucking poison. This is the We Abuse Stroke Victims brand. We steal vans and fuck with stroke victims who are terrified of having another stroke from stress. We fuck with them as much as possible. That's what Rate My Takeaway is. That's all it is now. That's all it will ever be. Unless Danny is given sole ownership and you fuck off and give him the brand. That's the only way the brand is salvaged. Anything else, poison. Poison. If you eat if you eat from a Rate My Takeaway kitchen establishment, you will get hepatitis. Pure disease. Now these guys, these lads, this cameraman and editor, they uploaded a video and took it down. Someone archived it. Someone archived it. Let's see. By the way, I think it is just white text on a black background with no voice. By the way, made by the editor that you know was essential to operations. Oh yeah, I have to embiggen it. Did they make this in fucking PowerPoint? Was this made in PowerPoint? We want to speak directly to all the fans who have supported Rate My Takeaway since the start of our journey. Supported Danny. Alright. The fade. Oh no! So this was solely made by the cameraman. And that's Tom, yes? Oh my god. They've lent credibility. Danny's claim that it's all Tom and the fucking other guy lives in his one of his houses or whatever. Does he know that he's just given... Oh, Tom is the other guy? Wait. Whoever the fucking... Wait, I don't remember which one's which. He said he couldn't film with Tom. Yeah, so Tom's the cameraman. Tom is the editor? Fuck me. Yeah, Tom is the cameraman, which is why he said he was more comfortable with the other guy, yes? That's the whole thing. And the lore is fucking Josh lives in one of Tom's houses, yes? Hold up.
And this
Hold up.
All the time. Unfortunately for Josh, you know, he lives in one of Tom's houses.
And the idea of Tom being the dominator. Tom's fucked himself in the ass here. Both myself and the editor have put our hearts and souls into Rate My Takeaway over the past 7 years and done literally nothing to improve your skills. I wonder if the editor's even on board with this. If the editor really lives in his house, and we have the editor not editing the video or making the video, holy shit. Nobody sees all the work that goes into this behind the scenes. Yeah, but we watch the videos and don't see it. So that means you fucked up. Yeah, you're right. We didn't see all the sketchy deals you made. Yeah, we've always done it because we believe in the brand and the community around it. You're fucked. You're fucked. You're fucked. We believe in the brand and you guys. Fuck Danny, by the way. Danny, you didn't make Danny, you discovered him. And you've convinced yourself that because you are the ones who put the spotlight on him, he owes something to you. Wrong! He could get someone off Facebook 1,000,000 times better than you. If he just picked a random person who owns an iPhone 16, he'd have better filming and editing. The true twist, says Warrior Wang says, the true twist is that the editor is just the Down syndrome guy Tom was posting videos of on TikTok. The editor met Danny in a local shop whilst he was delivering meat and asked if he would like to film episodes trying local takeaways which had been requested on the Facebook page. Doesn't fucking matter. Is this going to be the full timeline up to the point where you started torturing a stroke victim? They genuinely don't understand what's happening. Come on. From the very beginning, we worked tirelessly behind. We were slaving over a hot microwave. We worked tirelessly behind the camera, filming, editing, and managing everything, so Danny could focus on presenting. I've seen Danny's videos. He also had to direct. He performed the role of director. I watched it happen. That effort helped make Rate My Takeaway into what it is today. Yeah, so did YouTube's free hosting. You're fucking nothing. You're nothing. You might as well have a takeaway go, our chips were featured, and that allowed him to produce content. You're fucking nothing, bro. That's why this has been so painful for us. As painful as having a stroke and getting bullied. As painful as getting tricked into signing things with promises of future benefits. After all our effort and loyalty, it feels like we've been betrayed in return. I don't know. That's why we've favorited a bunch of comments shitting on his wife. Recently, Danny has shared his side of why he has chosen to no longer be involved with the brand. No. There is only... Regarding his choice to leave the brand and why, there is only his side. It's his side of why Rate My Takeaway is over. That's what it's his side of, but it is why he's left the brand. As if the brand exists without him now. Oh, but it started as a Facebook page. A Facebook page that gets like 200 likes on a post now. You let it wither and die. Rate My Takeaway is Danny. Sorry, maybe not legally, but in every way that fucking matters, in every way there is any value to whatsoever, Rate My Takeaway is Danny. It's over. You're fucked. We respect his right to do that, but it's important to remember there are two sides to every story. Ooh. Yeah, I've seen yours. Makes it worse. Come on. Hopefully, we'll get the chance to share ours. You have a 772,000 subscriber channel, dipshit! You dumb cunt! You have a near million sub channel. What you mean? Hopefully, we'll have a chance. Because there's a lot that deserves to be set straight. However, our confidence on camera has never been the best. And we've always wished to protect our privacy and our families from the internet. Too bad you didn't. You didn't. Company lookup, Rate My Takeaway. There you are. You're retarded. You have demonstrated yourself as an incompetent manager if you didn't understand that what you've done exposes your identity effortlessly. So, Flying Pussyfoot says, wouldn't there be three sides if the editor's allowed to speak? Not if Tom maintains control. Josh, come out in support of Danny, and it might be safe for you to be seen on the streets of England. From our side, we want to make one thing clear. We have always acted in good faith. Sign this right now or we don't film anymore. I promise you'll get something later if you just sign this now. Okay, very good faith behavior. And put our hearts into building Rate My Takeaway for the fans. Any suggestion that we've acted unfairly is simply not true. Thanks for telling me. Good faith. We stole that van in good faith. Yeah. It was only positive intentions van theft. Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto Rate My Takeaway. Like the Japan meme. I wonder how fucked up his voice is. This felt very sudden to us. You were given notice, you dipshit. You were given notice, you dumb fuck. Good Faith Auto. Nice. This felt very sudden to us, although looking back at certain actions, it gives us the impression that Danny may have been preparing to leave for some time. I'm sure he was. You mean looking back at how he was terrified to even fucking talk to Tom because he was abusive, and then post-stroke he was terrified that that contributed to the stroke and didn't want it to happen again? That clued you in? That was a little hint when he told you about it in February? I think this guy who's terrified of me might not want to be working with me anymore. Genius. There's also a photo of one of them with Danny at his wedding. It's hard for us to understand why he would walk away in a way that could cause so much damage to the brand. They're gonna pursue him legally. They're talking like this because they're gonna sue him. They're gonna try to go for damages. They're gonna go after him for this. That's why they're phrasing it like this. They better hope they win. They better hope they get enough money that they never have to step outside again. What makes it even harder is that if you watch most of the episodes, you'll see Danny himself praising us many times for our work and support. Where his managers, the people who film, edit him, and manage everything, are in control of everything. The people who decide for the videos to go out. In whatever way. The videos you made have him saying that. Curious. You'll notice that in these products we were producing, he never called us abusive pricks. Yeah. Like, what else? What did you think he was going to say in a Rate My Takeaway video? As shared notes, he also was too fair to them, talking about how mostly it was good. He often referred to us as his family off camera, and spoke many times about how much he appreciated our friendship. So? That makes this situation even harder to accept. Any addressing of the point? Any addressing of, anything he actually said about you? No? Danny made the decision to walk away from Rate My Takeaway. Whilst that was his choice and we respect it, it still came as a big shock to us. Very low IQ individual structuring the video this way. You've just repeated what you said a couple slides ago. We want the fans to know this wasn't our choice. Yeah. That's what Danny told us, yes. This lends further credibility to the idea that they were trying to hook him in and keep him trapped. They think they're the good guys for keeping him trapped and that the fans will love them because they genuinely believe the only way they can get Danny content is through them. They're trying to present it as, we were trying to keep getting you this content, but Danny ruined it for you, didn't he? No, they'll watch him anywhere. They genuinely believe they have any worth. No, you don't. You don't, actually. This wasn't our choice, and it came as a complete surprise. We know many people feel so... We know many people feel sorry for Danny, the stroke victim we abused. But from our side, it feels like he has walked away from us without any real reason. He had strokes, and you were stressing the fuck out of him to the point where he lived in terror of confrontations from you, pushing him into having another one. He had to get his dad to help him deal with you. I hate them so much. You have like no fucking idea. Clear as day, he left for his health. You've just told us now you don't consider that to be a real reason. You have corroborated his claim that you don't consider mental health, and I would suggest what Danny's dealing with is far more than mental health. Far more than mental health. Mental health is an element of it. He's dealing with actual physical health as well. Danny told us that you don't consider that a legit reason not to. You're telling us that you don't consider that a legit reason. I believe what Danny said about you. How long has this issue been going on for? He had his strokes in February 2024. It's brain health. Straight up brain health. Holy shit. To us, that makes it seem like there may be more going on behind the scenes than people can see right now. Yeah, maybe his wife said, "Why are you letting these guys fuck you over?" He says she didn't, but... And they've been favoriting comments that are saying, "I think the wife's trying to get all the money for herself. I think the wife wants him to get all the money and be separate from you and do this sort of thing on his own." They really don't view Danny as a human being. They do not. They literally view him as this thing to be milked. Disgusting people. Alright. What people may not understand is that Rate My Takeaway has been our life and career for the past 5 years. Alright, get on camera then.
Red Shark fed the streamer a $5 superberry. Are these just trashy people who suddenly gained a crumb of money and fame and think they are higher tier?
I think they already thought that from the start. I think this is a guy who already thought that. And discovering Danny was his proof that he is the big shot he thought he was the whole time. Been your life and career for the past 5 years, and you fucked it up. You fucked it up. To suddenly have it change like this is a huge shock to us, and it's left us uncertain about what the future holds. If you are of any value, shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't be a problem at all. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. The cameraman and the editor. Holy shit. It's worse than I thought it would be. Worse than I thought it would be. Incredible. Danny, man, you're never gonna hear this. The cameraman and editor are genuinely evil. Or at the very least, the cameraman is genuinely an evil person. The editor might be, like going along with it. Or perhaps even in a similar position to you. If you have the opportunity to, destroy them. If they pursue you legally, and you can do anything back, do it, and you're in the right for doing it. But anyway. What should we do now? I think that's all we have for that. Don't think there's any more of this. Sex Freakman says, to be clear, even if the shitbag activity or the strokes or any of that weren't a factor, Danny could have just decided to walk away and this bullshit would still not be warranted. Yeah. And even with his health being the issue, they don't consider that good enough. Isn't that fucking bonkers? Isn't that insane? I guess that we could peep at their channel.
Hey up, everyone.
And they're trying to say she wanted him all to herself. But this shit wasn't being pushed. She was doing stuff with him here and there on their Mr. and Mrs. channel. But this was not being pushed. This was just like some fucking little thing. We're talking like 4K views, 10K views, 13K views, whatever. She could have been milking it. These two men are jealous of his wife making content with him. Fucking nutto. They're trying to present to the world that his wife is wronging them by trying to take her husband away from them. Deranged. Stroke recovery. Nostalgic holiday in Spain. Let's stroke out a bit. Let's stroke out a little bit. I watched the first video talking about his stroke. I didn't watch this one. This is April 2025. And this is, this year. The stroke happened last year, February, right?
Morning guys, how you doing? Good morning to you. Just thought I'd come on and just express my gratitude and many thanks, not just from myself but from Sophie and the kids and my family for all the nice comments that I've been receiving and that I continue to receive about the news of me having a stroke last year. Like I say, it wasn't a thing
Just
for attention.
for the streamer, 20 Swedish kronor.
Thank you,
Super
Just to
Berry.
Serve.
I hope everything ends up alright for the big guy.
Same. If I don't give a fuck about Dark Season. I feel like this guy, if he did get fucked or something, I feel like this is one of the very few people I'd throw a tenner into a GoFundMe for.
It was something that I just thought I needed just to address because a lot of people were commenting on the videos and saying about, how I looked and sometimes even how I sounded. So I just wanted to get that out there and just say, what it's all about.
I've cranked the volume as much as I can.
What's been going on. Me and Sophie will be doing a little video talking about it in a bit more depth because we've had quite a lot of questions. Especially Sophie as well on how she's dealt with it because it has been really difficult for her. Obviously trying to juggle, what Athena was, she was 5-month-old at the time, so trying to juggle a 5-month-old baby and the other 4 kids in the house as well.
True Zero, I don't think he would do that, you're right.
As trying to juggle a big kid like me when I end up with mood swings and anxiety and depression, she's done really well.
I swear to God, if those motherfuckers clip this and show that he said he has mood swings, I swear to God.
But as you can see, I've got a little bit of sea behind me, a bit of sunshine. We've come away on a bit of a break, just to put my feet up and let the kids run wild a little bit.
Yeah,
which has been nice. So
in the
I'm
sun.
sat out on balcony,
Little
having
sip.
a cup of tea. So we're not in Maldives, we're not in Dubai, we're in Benidorm. In Benidorm.
Benidorm.
I absolutely love it here. We're just outside of Benidorm, well, just on the fringe, a place called Finistrat. My grandma used to live here when I was younger, so I know it quite well around this area, and I know that it's got a nice little beach. It's nice and quiet. There's lots of nice little restaurants and cafes and stuff like that. But also in this hotel there's a lot to do for the kids as well. So entertainment, food, that kind of stuff. Pool's amazing. Although it's a little bit cold, I've got to be honest, it's warmer in the sea than it is in the actual pool. So, but I'm just going to just say to Sophie, do you want to go see the kids? Because she stood behind camera watching me and she's putting me off.
Oh, sorry.
She doesn't need to. I think kids are queued up in the door behind.
Oh.
I don't know why she's doing that. Why she feels she needs to just sit and watch the camera.
The editor's signature move is squashing clips.
You weirdo. But yeah, you know what? I don't think I realised how much support I would get from people, which has just been, it's been overwhelming and amazing.
You want to know what I think? Here's something. So they did stuff together for a long time. Here and there, they did little videos. Sometimes it popped off and got like 35k views. Until He made his video about having a stroke. About having 2 strokes. And that got 374k views. I bet cameraman and editor thought, uh-oh. I bet this video is what triggered them to be like, uh-oh. You feel me? I think the wife's encroaching on us. That could have been our content.
And I think if I would have embraced it sooner, I probably wouldn't have got to the dark place that I got to. I'm quite happy to talk about it now because, you know, there's a lot of us that have unfortunately got to that place, and people unfortunately that have got further, and you know it's not a nice place to be in. So if I can help anybody in any way, just by me telling my story, then
Almost gave the cameraman a stroke.
that's
True.
absolutely amazing because you know, I know there's a lot of people that's commented saying about us men not talking and you know, being
he's
too
one of
proud
them.
to talk.
100%.
I don't think it's just men. I think it's just people in general these days because, you know, since COVID, everybody's life's been turned upside down, hasn't it? And you know, life as we knew it for the future now has changed. I mean,
I feel like it's kind of just done. I don't know. I'm out of my mind. I feel like that's all done.
you know,
The impact of it is going to resonate, but like things sort of went back.
my kids growing up will be talking about what COVID, what happened there, and all this. And
Maybe that's what he means.
you know, it's like I remember
Just the impact.
my grandma talking about the war and what have you, and the things that they had to do there, and you know, it's life-changing events.
By the way, pay no mind to the fact that I'm spinning a ballad song while I'm talking about these guys. This is just a fidget toy. It's not a real knife.
But a lot of people
Just to be clear, this is not a threat.
You know,
I spin this all the time
my
on stream.
takeaway as a tool of escapism.
Why isn't it real? Real ones are highly illegal in the UK. This is an unsharpenable one. Obviously, if you try to turn this into a sharp edge, it just breaks.
From my everyday life, escape into the camera, escape into the surroundings of what's going on, talking to people, and then obviously a lot of you guys used it as a thing to escape yourself and just listen to me being an absolute clown, eating food, doing whatever.
Yeah.
You know, even with the
And of course, for the incredible camera work and editing.
funny skits that I used to do with the butchers and stuff like that, you know, again, that was a form of escapism and me doing what I want to do and being able to do different things. Now, you know, life's different for me and I see things in a different way, in a different perspective.
I see things other people can't. I know about the spiders from the clock gnome dimension.
I've got to think about the future, I've got to think about my family.
Well, notice, Siffy, the second they popped off once, cameraman wanted him signed. The second he popped off once, he was just some guy at a butcher shop, right? Not into social media even. In reality, he could have gone, bye, and just done whatever he wanted.
But I've also got to think about my mental well-being. I know that like people have said, well, maybe this is the time to give up, but with the food reviews, but that isn't going to help me on my mental well-being. That's just going to put...
Oh man, I have a feeling Gary will make a video. Let me check. Let me check if he has. I've just got like, I just fucking feel it. I feel it coming, man. Wait, where are we? Here we are.
Put me into a downward spiral because it's something that I enjoy doing so much. It's something that I find a good escape. It's something that, you know, I enjoy being on road with lads. I enjoy speaking to the fans,
On road
speaking to
with
people online.
lads.
So I've just got to find other ways. Like I say, that the main proportion of my weight gain over the past 14, 15 months has been because of the fatigue and the lack of exercise.
Yeah, I mean, same input, less output. I imagine.
Just like yesterday, you know, we're here and I walked down to Seafront and we spent the day at the beach and in and out of the sea and chilled out, come back. It was a nice bit of a walk, got a few steps in, so it was good. But yeah, so I'm not going to take up too much of your time.
Doesn't take much.
Again, thank you very much. Thank you for your support.
No worries, bro.
We will be answering some questions, probably where to find it sometimes, as you don't mind.
I'm curious.
Hey up, everyone.
There is one more video after that regarding the stroke. My stroke Q&A, what caused your stroke? So, in the original video on Rate My Takeaway, we're going to do a comparison. So his story now, see what he's telling us now is, before one of the strokes, he was having an argument with the cameraman.
Yeah, I had a stroke.
The way he says it, man. We'll look at the Rate My Takeaway mention of the stroke.
Admitted to hospital, and then a couple of weeks later I decided to do 2 meet and greets and I had another one. Yes, mate.
Ah, yeah. I don't think he explains the first stroke. Oh, no, he does. Okay.
Motorbike. 12 months ago, February 2024, I was getting ready to go out and I had a stroke. Admitted to hospital, and then a couple of weeks later I decided to do...
Getting ready to go out, he had a stroke. I just want to make sure it lines up. I don't think he's lying or anything, but I'm hoping he says getting ready to go out. Just because it'd be very nice if what he says in the video, their video, lines up. He's lucky, yeah, given how he is, he's lucky to have had 2 strokes and ended up like this. Not lucky to have the strokes. I'm just word searching stroke. That's just him talking about February. Okay. He talks about saying it. Bombarding me. Wouldn't answer the phone because he didn't want to put up with that. Next day, he wakes up, he's anxious, and there's all this stuff going on, and he has a stroke. Okay, so it seems like the only detail in the new video is that he woke up and had a stroke. So, you know, it lines up just fine, whatever.
2 meet and greets and I had another one. Yeah.
And then a couple weeks after the first stroke...
A couple of weeks later, I decided to do 2 meet and greets and I had another one. Yes, mate.
And he had a second stroke.
No worries, pal, no worries. There you go. Say, always working. So I decided to do a couple of meet and greets. Probably shouldn't have done. It caused me to have a second one. And basically what the stroke, I know a lot of people will be saying, oh, you know, we told you this was going to happen, your health, blah, blah, blah. It was nothing to do with that. I had a blood clot in the back of my head, in my brain.
Those motherfuckers had better not bring up this clip and say it was just the blood clot. He's being nice to the fans here by bringing up the blood clot. There are other fucking factors, dog. And also, this doesn't discount his association between the stress from Tom and the stroke.
And that caused me to have a stroke. Since then, I've found it really difficult because I've had a lot of... it's caused brain damage. And sometimes I struggle to speak, sometimes I struggle to put sentences together. I suffer with chronic fatigue, so I get tired quite a lot. That's had an impact on my weight because then, you know, I get up and I've got a little bit of energy, but then trying to do exercise, I get tired really, really quick. But doing Rate My Takeaway, it's something that I love. I love interacting with people. I love doing stuff with you guys.
And they're going to say, look, him saying he loves his fans and it was a blood clot and nothing to do with them, this is proof. This is proof everything's fine.
So, you know, I've got private healthcare that's looking after me. The guys that Rate My Takeaway, you know, they don't push me to do anything. It's all done. You know, this is why we've missed some episodes, because if I don't feel right, I just ain't going to do it. Which, unfortunately...
They're going to grab this, bro.
Sometimes that's been the case, where I've just been too tired to do things. So, but I just wanted to put it out there. I'm starting to talk about it on other things now, on different podcasts and stuff, but I just wanted to tell you guys and just say that, you know, I appreciate the love and support I get from people.
Normally
I know
do
some of you are going to be, you know, at me about this, but you know what, it's life. It is what it is, and you know, I've got good people around me. I'm dealing with a situation, and you know, I just want to keep fighting on and doing what.
But yeah, that's it in terms of talking about the stroke on here. And then he has a stroke Q&A. April 13th. I believe that other one was also from April. I believe the Rate My Takeaway mention was from April as well.
Now guys, how you doing? So, joining my other wife, Sophie. We've got little Finlay here as well.
Say
I did
hello.
say, I went, are you ready? Yeah?
She's
not doing it now. She said yeah before. Yeah, sunshine. So first of all, I just want to say,
don't show your kids.
You know, we put a video out just over a week ago explaining about what's happened to me with a stroke, and I talked through about how it affected my mental health, and I've just been absolutely
I watched that one offline.
overwhelmed with the support and well wishes from everyone. If I'm honest with you, I didn't expect that. I thought I would just get a barrage of abuse, if I'm honest with you. I didn't realise how much, you know, you guys actually cared about me as a person and as a creator.
Transcript
so
open.
I just want to say thank you very much, because it has brought a tear to my eye.
Do a little scroll. We booked a holiday with the kids. He talks about the holiday. During the holiday. Met some people. People saw his video. Okay.
But
to the questions.
What we said in that first video is that you know, if anybody got any questions that they'd like to ask me, then I'd answer them. So here we go. So you're going to read some questions.
Yeah, so I've got some questions, and I do want to say thank you, like from all of us, like all your support team around you.
Yeah.
Because it has proper been humbling. I was really nervous about you sharing, but I really wanted you to as well. And I think it's felt like a big weight off his shalders. It's been like a real relief. But
yeah,
this is more about asking you questions.
A lot of my friends who already knew, who already supported me, you know, were messaging me saying, "Well done, Dan," and you know, it's about time. And like I say, you know, off the back of this, it's not me wanting.
Can we get to the questions, please?
You know that what it.
Nokia 10. He's talking about the stroke some more and how rough it is. Thanks for the help of family and friends. Okay, talking about someone recognizing him. There might be nothing in here. Talking about meeting other stroke victims. I'm scrolling through the transcript. All right. To my stroke victim, he helped. He was having a hard time. I'm going to control F happen. Or caused. Right, here we go. Question 2. Question 2 is 15 minutes in.
Question 2. What caused your stroke and why don't you just eat healthy?
So, right.
It's just his fucking job is eating dog shit.
So
By the way, these are what
To be
people have
fair.
asked, not me.
yeah.
I'm not like having a dig as a wife. I know the context.
Right, so, you know, I'm an honest guy, so I'm going to be honest with you. All right, I had a blood clot in the side of my brain,
Here we go.
were brought on by stress.
Get fucked. Get fucked, editor and cameraman. If they dare to clip the blood clot clip from Rate My Takeaway, it's done. He specifies here the blood clot was brought on by stress.
All right, but I'm not naive to the fact my weight probably didn't help.
All cocks are blood cocks. Chill.
Okay, I'm not stupid to sit here and say that's what it was, so that's what it is, because I'm not daft.
Since April, he has said it was ultimately caused by stress. There we go.
All right, and I know this, but also I'm not daft enough to sit here and say.
And this means the Rate My Takeaway video is him saying it was the stress blood clot, not the social media and fan stuff, not the meetup or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm going to go on a diet. I'm going to get to the gym. I'm going to do it because...
How are they even racist to her? I don't understand.
Believe me, right, I've tried to exercise more, right? I don't... People, you look at me, right, and you'll think that I'm eating shite all the time, and I'm not. Or that I sit and eat loads of things, and I don't. My problem is, and it always has been, is that I don't eat
Danny.
the right things at the right times.
Danny.
Should I say? Because
Come
I
on.
can skip breakfast. Sometimes I can skip breakfast and lunch and just go straight to tea because I'm that busy. I'll just grab a coffee and I'll be gone.
I'm
And
gonna.
I don't think of eating. So
I don't like kids on social media. I'm just
if
gonna
it goes
crop that
mad,
out.
you know, if I'm
Now that it's the full face.
if I'm at radio, I put my bag up, my radio bag I call it, and there's blinking bananas and packed lunches in there. I'm like, what is she doing? But then I scran it. And do you know what? I've done diets. I've done Slimming World and all that. I've lost 3 stone before,
Slimoid.
and you know I wasn't happy. Not because of the diet, just in myself. I just didn't feel happy.
You don't like those little milkshakes?
Raz,
Raz.
streamer it's in Romanian Lee Superberry. Even his wife is Tintin's. How can people hate on him?
I don't want to say anything mean. I won't question your judgment. Okay. Thank you for the
so
money.
we are changing things. I do. I have. You know, I don't eat as many biscuits and stuff that I used to do. Do I? Let's be
No.
honest. And I used to be that. That was my.
Sit down, have a nice roll of McVitie's. I used to do it. That's how I got to 50 kilograms heavier than I am now.
Even on
Achilles
holiday,
heel.
you were good.
So
You
on
were good.
holiday,
A
right?
lot better than you were.
A
definitely.
lot of people, again, you know, if people saw me in a hotel, they'll back me and say that I were at the cheese and ham. I like the Serrano
Okay.
ham and salami, stuff like that, and cheese. So rather than go for the burgers,
I was merely eating the fat bricks.
and you know, they had kebabs on every night. I had a little bit of kebab meat to try it, and it was bang on. It was a 10-10. But I decided to
Ben
go
10.
breakfast. I was having ham and cheese instead of bacon and sausages and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm a
Okay, I've had enough of this baby. Let's see if he says anything more. Trying to exercise. Let's see what this is.
difficult because of the fatigue. When I've got back, I'm not even told Sophie this. Received a letter from a psychiatrist that I was seeing, and he's talking there about the fatigue and the struggles that I have with the fatigue and how it affects what I'm doing. But she has put a plan together for me,
Okay.
and puts coping strategies for me to do different things. So, you know, yeah, I'm not naive to think it's probably not because of my weight. I've always been
Sure.
a big lad, and I'm not sitting
But you had a blood clot from stress, and now we know what that stress was.
here saying that I'm going to carry on. Obviously, my job has, you know, I'm not saying that my job doesn't have an impact. I only have little
Oh, he's
bites
talking
of
about the
things,
food.
unless
He's talking
I
about the
really, really
food.
like it and I'm starving and I have a couple more than I should. But the cameraman and the editor, if they're there, they do tell me to stop.
They don't even let him enjoy the. They choose where he goes. They choose where he stays. They choose what he orders, and they only let him have one bite.
So, and you know, we have changed the way that we film so that I'm not eating as much fatty stuff regular. I'm doing it in a bit of a block now, so then I can try and sort it out as I go along.
I think as well, those kind of questions I know because I'm also a part-time personal trainer.
What are Greeno's thoughts? You gotta assume Greeno's. I feel like you have to assume anyone who isn't deranged is on Danny's side, but also Greeno's gonna fucking be on Danny's side. They're all mates.
From people who haven't struggled necessarily with food, or they've already come through the journey and are like, well, you can just eat healthy.
Yeah, I've said this before. I've said this time and time again that you know, people that are fit, right, that go to the gym, so that enjoy, because you enjoy training.
I love
Sophie loves
exercise
walking,
and
exercise.
Okay, whatever. Talking about weight, talking about exercise. Okay. And I think the whole rest of the video is just talking about the gym. And eating healthy and stuff. Oh. Next question.
Well,
Let
I think that
alone
brings us
then-
on to the last question, doesn't it?
Let alone then actually getting you wanting to live and eat healthy, and it's a journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
And me having a go at you all the time will not work, or other people having a go, because you'll just feel worse,
Yeah.
and then mentally worse, and then just want to crave what comforts
Yeah.
you. So anyway, so will you
I'm not. Look, this is a video that they decided to upload, so it doesn't necessarily mean much. I'm now getting controlling vibes from
continue
the wife.
with your channel?
Yes. And the reason why is because it's not the food, it's the enjoyment that I get from being a content creator, doing what I do, you know, mixing with the community, but also, do you know what the enjoyment I get out of it is when I'm helping small independent businesses who
She's stroking him right now.
struggling. All of a sudden,
How could she do this?
a platform, they've got a voice, they've been noticed. They've
Baby's
got
gone, by the
customers
way.
coming in to try the food. That, you know, some of them go viral, some of them, you know, and I always go back to this. My fourth ever review with Abdul's, and it's still one of my favourites.
Okay, just talking about that. Yappity yappity yappity. And okay. Just scrolling through the transcript. Okay. What I think might be interesting as well.
Hey up, everyone.
What I think might be interesting as well is so you go back to Thursday and then a week before that. Yes? So not last Thursday, but the Thursday before that is when he resigned, yes? Am I remembering correctly? Don't the fucking kid, man. I don't want to put kids on my stream. Let's see if I can just get some shots of our guy. Hang on. Is this dead? His last name is not Yorkshire, it's Mullen. There's not a dox, it's
You had a grand idea for
like it's been in the news.
Yeah, Walker's Crisps.
Yeah, there we are. Hey, we're walking.
Look at us. Look who's best hand here.
Bunk.
Yes, me. Look at that.
Why is that?
I sat in sun yesterday doing a review and burnt my head
You
off.
looked like you nipped over to Benidorm in
I
Preston.
look like a cooked jacket tape.
Just
Cut me open, butter me up.
Just for your consideration, the cameraman and editor felt threatened by this content.
Yeah, but what you didn't actually know until now is I often screenshot some of our phone calls, you know, the photos.
Why?
Because it's really funny.
They felt threatened by this and think she was trying to take him away from them. His wife.
Because you're always like,
Which is kind of a thing that happens. I think it would be a lot better if that did happen.
alright, love.
Alright, love.
Yeah,
That's
you
fine.
look like Johnny Vegas.
What?
Because you look like my auntie did when she were alive. But
Well,
do you
I
know,
think-
like
What the fuck?
I
when
think
she's like
give
going like
shout out
this.
to Johnny Vegas.
Yeah.
So I want to go to his camping place, help him.
The one with the
Yeah,
helicopters.
me and Johnny should be out front desk as people walking.
Yeah.
They might laugh that.
Where
Johnny,
is it?
Give us a bell. Over where he lives.
Where's that?
Angle Club.
Let's take a peep.
You know,
Did he do food?
and Yuki York and all this and other kings and so yeah. I'm
And
enjoying
you finally realised why I love Sandal Castle so much.
it. Yeah, I do.
The Battle of Rose.
The read I have on this was him being able to do the fun part of his job without this sicko shit around it. No wonder they were threatened. No wonder they were threatened. It lets him do the bits he likes without having fucking Tom around. And without the fucking work for me dance monkey shit.
This is a mask. Hey, yes. Anyway, back to
Well,
his mission to find his
I think that's about as advanced as the editing on the main channel got as well.
grave, because we were a little bit confused whether it was still under a car park and we could still Wester Cathedral, and then there is where his remains were.
If this content threatens you, you should not be a YouTuber. You should not be a YouTuber to begin with. They recognize that this is being watched for Danny, and he's the only thing they have. There we go.
Hey up, everyone.
There we go. They don't want him to recognize. They don't want him to fully realize, or didn't want him to fully realize, that he didn't need them at all. That's what they were actually scared of. Yes, I agree. I agree. Let's do one more, like, rate my takeaway checkup. Excuse me. 5-minute school. Breaking news. Rate my takeaway bosses speak out after Danny Mullen's departure. Is this going to be some fucking AI slop? What is this?
The production team behind the YouTube series Rate My
Here we
Takeaway
go.
has issued a detailed statement addressing the recent departure
Not really.
of host Danny Malin.
I wouldn't
who
call it
announced his
detailed.
exit last week, citing behind the
I'd call it superfluous. Ratier. Ratier, my takeaway. No, not fucking quits. Just regular takeaway, motherfucker. Okay. There's a recent podcast he did. Still just this post. Let's peep some of the comments.
Nothing, guys.
Nothing, guys. I think the wife would have done a better job, yeah. Got 240 replies on this one. That's their all is not as it seems. The truth will be shared, they said 3 days ago. Do we have any new juice on the main thread? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. They've given up on cleaning up the comments as well. Maybe, I imagine they put their names in the blacklist and given up. Danny Leeds posting 3 emoji-based unsubscribe spam messages. Fucking amazing. That's fucking great. What is this? What is this dementoid? Here we go. He said, she said. After that appalling attack at Matt from Food Review Club. What, the fucking shill with the undisclosed payments from the places he was reviewing? Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck you. His channel is done. Period. Hell yeah. This is the best comment. Paul Goosey says Greg Wallace is looking for a job. Oh, that's good as fuck. Okay. More rage bait from people siding with them? Has someone... Greg Wallace, the MasterChef guy. From such news articles as Greg Wallace sorry, but says not a groper. Not a groper. I almost said groiper. That's who they're suggesting. Buttery base. The buttery base. The buttery biscuit base. Okay. No, Danny, no subscription. Is this channel for sale? Deleting over 600 videos won't save you. Removed from my bookmarks. Yep. True. You're starting with Danny as he's the one you see on the videos. Hey! Their choice not to put their face in the video. They could have done it for theirs. The number one, like, hardcore, signed, sealed, delivered. I hate these guys stuff, though, is what they've said. Their statement, the shit they were favoriting, that was like unlocking in my hatred. Final answer for the $1 million question: who wants to be a millionaire? Should you hate these guys? Yes. Final answer. That video was incredible as well. What they admitted to without realizing. Okay. I love it when I agree with people who are a little bit illiterate. Your channel is finished. You're the cause of Danny's mental health, you scumbags. Hell yeah, brother. They mental healthed all over him. Oh. Let's see if there's anything here. to that scumbag cameraman, you're a prick. It's so good. BritTube comments are fucking tight. They're so good. I think the wrong version of your is how it should be. I thought that said you stole the van and crashed Danny's mental health. Ooh. Anything else they're liking or responding to? I just want to see if they've fucking dared to respond to anyone or to heart any more stuff. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Morbidly curious. Get Matt as the new host. Yes. Okay, this is just a podcast he did on the Content Cast or whatever. What might be worth... Okay, here's something I didn't check. They're clearly not responding to any more stuff over the past several hours. I think the best move for them is to sell the channel to a crypto scam. Honestly. Like... That's absolutely the best they're getting out of this. That's the final deal. I'll reward you guys. Here's an end of the week rare Snorbit. There you go. In Poland, at some university, we took pictures of a guy called Snorbertus. Snorbertus. The short on the search page. Let me go back. Oh. He's just fucking... Oh, just get doxxed then. Okay. I didn't realize there was just like a short of him. There we go. And yeah, it is the guy we were looking at photos of. Siffy and I were. Oh, he is just using a phone. That's what I thought. That is a DJI gimbal that you attach a phone to. That's just a DJI gimbal. So I'm just using a phone. Yeah. Lucky Bee has that fucking gimbal. If you've ever seen footage from like holidays and stuff from me, I do it with that gimbal. It's like 100 pounds or something. What phone even is that? That'll be Tom, I believe. That'll be Tom, I believe. Wait, his wife also holds a phone. True. 362,000 views. Re-uploads. They're all re-uploading it. Bro, anyone holding a phone who looks like you is fucked. If I was running a takeaway and a guy that looks like that shows up with a camera with someone who's not Danny, I'm getting my phone out and recording myself kicking them out. No, mate, we don't serve your kind here. Oh, baby. But what I wanted to peep was, obviously they haven't recently been responding to any comments. But perhaps there are comments on other videos that they haven't yet. Also, additionally, there's a thing I've learned. On the YouTube app on your phone, I didn't know. I knew I could make community posts. Did you know that other people can post in your community tab? Not as responses to your posts, but like if you have community set up or something, let me see if they have one and see if people are saying stuff. But you can only see it on the mobile app, right? Something like that. Visit community. No one's posted anything, or they haven't allowed it or something. Okay. Whatever. I think it was worth checking. What the fuck do you mean? Hang on. Is this normal? 80k views. 329 comments. Hmm. 80k view. Let's find an older video that has like. Here's one with 98k views. It's just not loading, I guess. Okay, load. 320 comments. Okay, so that seems normal. That seems normal. All right. We are going to check if they've responded to anything here. Okay. Well, I guess no one came to other videos, or they all got nuked. Either it was heavily contained and he only got a little spray onto the other video. Little bit surprised at that though. And let's wrap this up by looking at, see if it lets us sort by new. What do we have here? No confidence to do a video. Are you both 5? Yeah. Yeah. I do not believe that Tom changed his name from Lloyd. As in, he didn't like deed poll. His name is either Tom Lloyd or Lloyd Tom. It's a middle name. Just they're both full docs. They could just show themselves, and it wouldn't be a privacy issue. We got anything here? Oh, here we go. Oh wow, so many standing in judgment of adults here. Adults who make their own choices for their own reasons. Am I fucking out of my mind? That's literally the most valid target of judgment. Am I fucking mental? That's like the ideal person to judge. You'd normally be like, judgment of children who don't know what they're doing, or of people who have done this under duress. You dare judge someone who made a free choice to do something. What the fuck do you mean? These behind the camera operatives are just as important as the front of camera ones. Incorrect. Who sometimes allow their ego to become too big by a small snippet of fame. If a third party refuses to sit down and talk and to share their views, then you can only speculate about the whole situation, as you are not in receipt of all the facts, like those actually involved are. So the winning move is to hide. So if someone hides, they win in your world. You've done an amazing job building up your channel of all platforms. Good luck in your future endeavors. So you recognize that this one's fucked, yeah? Yeah. Danny spills the beans, you come off as bigger cunts. True. Nice sob story. Yeah. Okay. I think that's gonna be it though. They also made some tweets. Wait, here's the thing. People are saying they made a post where they were threatening to share 4 years worth of WhatsApp messages. This is what I saw earlier. I didn't catch the post. Yeah. What happened to the post about sharing his WhatsApp messages? Do you have it, Siffy? Did anyone catch it? I'll check the subreddit maybe. was literally just thinking the same. The cameraman is a wet wipe bully who needs to... That's so good. This is one of the best comments. Was literally thinking the same. The cameraman is a wet wipe bully who needs to give his head a wobble. It is so good. Absolute fannies, mate. Imagine threatening that and playing the depression card and then realizing it's not worked and removing the post. Whoppers. Glad they're going down the pan. How long until you delete this post as well? Let me go Reddit out. Oh man, I'm gonna read it to you. Reddit goes funny on Firefox for me, but I'm gonna read you. Hang on. Let me or maybe I can do it like this. No, I'll read it to you. So here's a message the cameraman deleted. It is a community post the cameraman deleted. Hi, it's the cameraman here. Please don't believe the lies and manipulation being spread online. I have plenty of evidence that proves these claims are untrue. When it comes to comments, we have always removed anything Danny has asked us to. Alright, post receipts of the 15-year-old then. Post the 15-year-old removal receipts. I'm also prepared to share our group WhatsApp messages from the past 4 years to show the truth. I have nothing to hide. Are you ready? Are you ready? He's gonna schizo. This is all part of a bigger plan. I want to make it absolutely clear that I have never been aggressive towards Danny. In my opinion, if anything, it has been the other way around. Sorry, you're threatened by the stroke victim. Also, an apparently deleted comment, they said, Danny loves playing the victim. That's all his plan. He had a fucking stroke, and you were fucking with him. I'm willing to share our full... And you've only corroborated things he said and made yourselves look incredibly suspicious. You've said that you do not consider his issues with having a stroke to be a legitimate reason to stop. I'm willing to share our full group WhatsApp chat from the last 4 years. I have never raised my voice ever towards Danny. Never raised my voice towards him. I don't fucking believe you. That's even if there wasn't all of this, insane claim for a small 3-man group that's worked together for years. I simply don't believe that's true. Anyway, back to their deleted community post. And finally, why am I prepared to share our WhatsApp chats while Danny isn't? Is he not? And why is he not willing to sit down and film a live video with all of us together for the fans? You can just put out a video. Why would you be okay with that but not this? He's explained he doesn't want under your control on the platform where you said you're pursuing legal action. And while you have control of it and how it will go out and what you can do with it afterwards and who knows what. Just put out your own video. Yeah, they said they don't want to be on camera. So I don't really understand. Yeah, Mark, I don't really understand what they're saying. They wanted to sit down together. When you look past all the allegations, if you ignore everything we've done, if you totally ignore everything we've done, why does Danny need to make us look like the bad guys? I don't think he needs to. I think you just are. The reality is, if he walked away from RMT without a backstory, he would have looked like the bad guy, and he wouldn't have gained the traction that he is now gaining. Are they suggesting the stroke is fake? The backstory is he had 2 fucking strokes and can't deal with your shit anymore. even without your shit, the stroke would have made sense that he can't do it anymore or something. What are you doing? Also, yeah, how would he look like? Do they genuinely think people wouldn't have supported him if he said he didn't want to do it on that channel anymore as well? Fuck me. In my opinion, the views and revenue dropping over the past year is a big reason why Danny chose to leave in this way. Why would that, And if these problems were real and had been going on for so long, why would Danny have opened the Rate My Takeaway kitchen business with us only a year ago? Because you were pressuring the fuck out of a stroke victim. If everything was normal, you fucking retard, why is his dad one of the directors of that company? Why is his dad, who he says he needed to help him deal with you, one of the directors of that company, which you can publicly look up and see that his dad is indeed one of the 4 directors of the company? Why did that happen? Explain that. That's not normal. Are you ready for the next part of this? Are you ready? Prepare yourself. I also want to let you know that I haven't left the house for over a week because I've been suffering with severe depression while Danny has been out filming and enjoying his life. They're gonna kill you, brother. You're gonna get shanked on the street. Not that I'm gonna do it. Someone is. Yeah, I don't know. You're like inciting violence against yourself. This is insane. They're doing victim Olympics with someone who had multiple strokes and is still struggling with it. This isn't a cry for sympathy. We know how the internet works, but I can't sleep at night knowing you guys don't have the full context. The moderator says, Tom, Josh, if you are reading this, you can't have the sub anymore. I'm no longer giving it to you. What do we have here? So, Danny on his personal Facebook page has posted he's posted a screenshot of his official Facebook page, right? He's posted a picture of the Danny Mal. I'll take a screenshot of it. I think Facebook fucks up on Firefox, or I have to be logged in or something. I'll just take a screenshot and show it to you. Give me one moment. This is fucked. So Danny Maylan Mallon, he did the like combined surnames thing with his wife, I think. He said, "This is my Facebook page that has been stolen by the editor and cameraman. Yet another move from them that shows their true colors, removing me from the admin. This just backs up why I had to leave." They've not just taken control of Rate My Takeaway, they've taken control of Danny Mallon. They have taken full ownership of the Danny Mallon official Facebook page. They're trying to own his skin. I hate them so much, man. I'm tweeting this before I forget. Where's it done? There we go. Anyway. That's all for this week. He needs an actual professional. Surround himself with actual professionals who he pays. Either employees or do it through an agency. That's what you do. People you can fire and get rid of. Alright. It's going to be all for this week. I will see you again on Friday. Thank you for your viewership, companionship, incredible generosity. I was thinking about not covering this again today because I did a little video, but yeah, I think it was worth it. I'm looking forward to more information coming out so that I can go into detail on the van and the contracts, because I think that'll be interesting and fascinating. These guys are unbelievable, man. Filth. I haven't yet, Zero. I haven't yet. Anyway, until Friday, good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the skinwalkers bite your Facebook profile page.